Information in the natural law theory of information includes 5 levels: statistics, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, and apologetics. I will explain it a little bit more. Here we see the 5 levels. The statistic level is if we, for example, would count all the letters of a book. That's what we do in statistics. And if we look at the book, we see there are many sentences and they are written in a special syntax. And that is the second level of information. But the most important thing is the semantics. What does it mean? We come to the fourth level of information, it is pragmatics. We have seen a few machines which are working under the condition of information, and that is the pragmatic level, the action. And the highest level of information is the purpose, is the result, and the name I gave it is apologetics. So, if we find in an unknown system all the 5 levels of information, then we are sure it is a system with information. There are many definitions possible, but we can do it. But let me say, the definition domain A is the right one in a scientific way. In the domain of A, we see syntax, semantics, pragmatics, apologetics, and also statistics. All the other cases, we don't find all the 5 levels, and therefore we are outside of the definition domain of information. Now let's have a few examples and we will make a decision, are we inside or outside of the definition domain of information. On this picture we see all the letters of our alphabet and also the numbers. The Swedish photographer Kjell Sandved was it. He saw the letter F on the wing of a butterfly and was amazed. And so he took a microscope to look at the wing of a butterfly to find other letters, but he couldn't find. And so he was looking to other butterflies, and you see the solution here. After a long time of 15 years and traveling among 30 countries, he had found the complete alphabet. My question is this information in the case as I have defined it before? The answer is no. We see the letters, but they have no meaning, no pragmatics, and so on. There are only ornaments on the wings of butterflies, and there are many ornaments on the wing. So we can say, in this case, we are outside of the definition domain of information. Another example, if we look to a star or to a galaxy, in normal speech we say we get more information about the system. But in my definition of information, is it information or is it not? We don't see letters, we don't see a syntax or semantics and so on, so we are very clear outside of the definition domain. Another example is this information, what we see here. We don't see a letter, we don't see all the other levels, and therefore it is also outside of the definition domain of information. But now there's a name here with letters and a meaning, and so we can say this is information. Now I have another example. Could this be information, this science, what you see here on this picture? At the moment, we cannot say what it is. But let me give the solution. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that the light was good. And he separated the light from the darkness. So God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. You see, there's a special code system, and we can translate the complete Bible in this way. So therefore we can say, this example, we are inside of the definition domain. Let me give another example. Here you see a tablet on the Pioneer space vehicle with this picture. Is it information or not? Now, normally we would say this picture gives information if there are living beings outside of the Earth system. They can conclude that there are people living in another part of the universe. That was the idea behind this. But we don't see letters and not the 5 levels of information, and therefore we can say we are very clear outside of the definition domain. You see, it is very easy to find out if a system is inside or outside of the definition domain. Now let me come to the laws of nature about information. There are 10 laws of nature about information. The first one is, anything material, such as physical chemical processes, cannot create something non-material. A very important law of nature about information. Let me come to the second one. Information is a non-material fundamental entity and not a property of matter. In many books nowadays, you find the idea that information is a part of matter. That is a wrong idea. The third one is, information requires a material medium for storage and transmission. The fourth one, information cannot originate in statistical processes. Number 5, there can be no information without a code. We have seen it in the examples I showed to you. In all cases, there was a code system. Number 6, all codes result from an intentional choice and agreement between sender and recipient. Number 7, the determination of meaning for and from a set of symbols is a mental process that requires intelligence. That's what we see in all cases, in all known systems. Number 8, there can be no new information with an intelligent, purposeful sender. That's what we observe in all systems which are known. There is a sender and also one or more recipients. And we see all the 5 levels are important on both sides, on the sender side and also on the recipient side. For example, on the level of semantics, you see the communicated ideas on the sender side, and on the recipient side is a question, is this meaning understood? Number 9, any given chain of information can be traced back to an intelligent source. Let me give an example to understand it a little bit better. If you drive with a car and you listen to your radio, is the radio the source of information? No, not the radio. Is the antenna the source of information? No. If you trace back, you come to a sender, to an author who gave the information. And that's what we see in all cases. In most cases, we cannot see the sender. For example, if you go to a library and you see thousands of books in the library, very seldom you will see the sender, the author of the books. Nevertheless, it is information. Number 10, information comprises the non-material foundation for all technological systems, works of art, biological systems. Now let's have a look about information once again, because there are so many other definitions about information. You will find it in many textbooks.